Welcome to the Brand Doctor Podcast, strategies that help entrepreneurs build reputable and profitable brands. Here's your host, Henry Kaminski Jr.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Henry Kaminski here from UniqueDesignz.net with another Brand Doctor Podcast episode. I think we are episode number 8 at this point. And we are steady bringing you as much value and as much content as possible to help you build your brand, take it to the next level, and really connect with your ideal clients. And today we are talking about brand integrity and how important it is to have brand integrity when it comes to connecting with your audience. And I have a very unique client that I'm working with right now. This gentleman has been very, very successful in his past and works in the financial space and works with individuals that make typically around $3 million or more and helps them with their financial planning in a very specific and unique way. And working closely with this client now for the past 2 weeks or so, I really got to like this guy. I mean, he's just a go-getter. He's from the Midwest, so he's the salt of the earth. He's really down to earth. He calls it how it is. And, I could definitely see myself having a beer with this guy if I'm ever out in, now he lives in Arizona and he's got a house out in Ocean County, California. And so I could totally see myself grabbing a beer with this guy when the opportunity presents itself. And so anyway, we had a few strategy calls before we dove into rebranding, or should I say branding, this client's new look and feel. And he told me this story, and I'll never forget it. I honest to God will never forget it. He says to me, we were talking about, integrity and how that plays a big role in your branding. And he said, I have to tell you, and then we started to talk about his children. And he was like, I have a couple kids now in their mid-20s, and I can't seem to break the cord with them. They're very, very dependent on me. And I've been an entrepreneur most of my life, he said, and I want them to get that entrepreneurial bug, but it comes with a lot of responsibility, a lot of discipline. And he started to talk about his dad. Now, some of you guys may or may not know, but me and my father and I have a very, very tight bond. And he's my everything, besides my wife. I mean, he's my everything. He's taught me pretty much everything I know today. And he has instilled that work ethic inside of me that without him, I don't know where I would be today, honest to God. And so we started to talk about, the client started to talk about his dad. And he was like, my dad, and he said these words, and they were strong words. He says, my dad was kind of a loser. And I was like blown away. And he said, don't get me wrong. My dad was a great salesperson, probably one of the best salespeople I've ever come in contact with. But he said he was a loser. Why? Because he wasn't a finisher. And he said, he would start out strong. Excuse me. He would start out strong, but he would never finish strong. And I was just blown away by what this client was saying, because there was a time, and I'll be very honest with you guys, there was a time in my career where I wasn't a strong finisher, where I would come out of the gate swinging, and, I'd be batting 1,000, and then for whatever reason, I would fizzle out. And it wasn't until probably just a couple years ago that I really started to take brand integrity seriously, because I realized how important it is for when clients hire you, especially at the price that they now hire me, that they are counting on me to deliver and finish and become an asset to them versus just a quote-unquote designer or another vendor or another, outsourced service. And I was just so taken aback, and I resonated with the story because I saw it from both sides. I was once his dad. I put myself in his shoes, and I was like, I was once his dad. I wasn't a strong finisher at one point in my career, and suddenly that had to change because it started to have a negative effect on my outcomes, on my client relations. And so I want to share this story with you guys today because brand integrity is so important. When people are hiring you, and especially if you charge a premium price for your product or service, they are counting on you to deliver. And if you don't deliver, you're not only doing them a disservice, but you're doing your brand a disservice. And so I want you guys to focus today and ask yourself, am I a strong finisher? And if not, why not? And how can I become one? Because it will determine the amount of success and the level of success that you're going to reach in the future. So I'll leave you with that one, guys. I hope you got some value out of this, and I hope you apply some of this and just finish strong. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, show your clients how much you care and that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get them what they need, and over-deliver at that point. That's not going to hurt you in any way if you just over-deliver and just show them how much you care, because that will determine your brand's integrity and show them that you're the real deal. So if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube podcast yet, please do. And if you have friends or colleagues or family members that you think could benefit from this, and you want to share with them some valuable insight, please share this and share this podcast with them. And if there's any way I can help you, obviously you know how to get me. I mean, I'm all over the place, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. Feel free to reach out, and I'd be happy to help. And again, if you guys are struggling with your branding and looking for some one-on-one help or looking for some clarity, I offer that brand audit service, which is very, very helpful to a lot of entrepreneurs out there to get that outside perspective. So I will link that up at the bottom of the show notes as well. So have an awesome day, guys, and understand that brand integrity is so important in your business. It's something that cannot be neglected, and it's something that you must take seriously if you want to take your brand to the next level. So have an awesome day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next episode of the Brand Doctor Podcast.
You've been listening to the Brand Doctor Podcast with Henry Kaminski Jr. To get your appointment with the doctor, visit Brand Audit at www.uniquedesignz.net.